All right, friends. Well, we ready to Durs?
Yes.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna kick on the stream.
Wow, I have all my hit points? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think we rested at the end of. I guess we'll find out.
Well, we were about to rest, but we could say that we did. It's all good. All right. So as per usual, actually, real quick, how loud is the music to you guys? Is it like overbearing or is it good?
When
I
you're
don't
not
hear
talking,
it at all,
I hear
but
it
that
more.
could be on me.
It might be quiet on the Discord side. I'm just like super loud in my headphones, and I'm like trying to figure out why. It's like the loudest. Where's the music?
You're actually echoing a little bit now that I notice. So am I.
That's probably a little bit from Clayton. It's usually Clayton.
Damn it.
It was fine.
It was fine like 5 minutes ago.
It was, I know.
And then like what is it, after 5 o'clock West Coast time?
I think
in
it's
California that I was like, fuck it.
I think it's when we actually start talking that it gets like louder and then your speakers start getting into it.
I put my urban ears on.
Yeah, get those back.
Find those.
All right. So recap of last sesh. So we were in Castleton. We had just secretly murdered Lena Orbweaver, the Blackstaff and ruler of the town, because she was clearly a bad person and in cahoots with Jackson Resender, one of the big bads that we've been chasing for a while. And as we snuck out of the castle, we ran into a couple of Castleton guards, thankfully, and not the lordless mercenaries that Lena had hired. As you guys kind of observed, Rowena was able to kind of sneakily get close to them and hear their conversation, and they were speaking about kind of commiserating around like what Lena was doing and her replacing the actual guards with these mercenaries, and basically said like, hey, we're going to go talk about this somewhere safe because some other lordless mercenaries were getting closer. Rowena shared this with the group. You guys decided, hey, we don't need anything to do with these guards, so we're just going to skip them, and we'd rather go to the Font of Agma, the kind of place of learning in Castleton, because it seemed like Lena was trying to get some answers from them for something. But unfortunately, as you were trying to sneak around the castle, Dent and Thad were none too stealthy, and they both made a racket, which drew those guards to you, who did stop you and started asking some questions that you were not great at answering. But Rowena stepped in and decided to be a little risky and kind of show her hand and said that she was Rowena Stormwind, and they had basically just killed Lena. And she believed that the guards would actually be kind of okay with that, given the conversation she overheard. Turned out that was true, thankfully. No one ended up getting pulled into the guard station. And they kind of secretly told you where to go find the rest of the Castleton guard in the speakeasy in an inn called the Stone's Throw that was near the castle. You kind of made it into the speakeasy after a little bit of back and forth with the bartender. And inside, you found Lieutenant Corning and Captain Wilhelm Eder, the captain of the guard that was forced to resign by Lena. After some conversation with the captain, kind of letting him know a little bit of what you had done, killing Lena, and then also what Lena's game plan was with Jackson and this new virus, he saw this as the best opportunity to try to get back a hold of the government in Castleton before Valdrew and his lordless could do that. He said you guys, could go do what you wanted to at this point, but if you wanted to help, it would be helpful if you could block off the northern gate from any reinforcing lordless crown mercenaries that were there. So he kind of showed you how to get out of the speakeasy through a little secret door that led outside the northern wall. And you basically went on a hunting mission and just annihilated lordless crown after lordless crown after lordless crown. Even kind of finding a few that were accosting a fellow Deep Shadow guild member that Rowena was able to converse with. At a certain point, you kind of blocked off the gate with some really powerful spells from Zunis and Dent. You guys got on top of the gate and just started murdering any lordless that were coming. And soon enough, after a fun and violent battle, you were able to rout any of the lordless that were approaching or killing the rest. After which, you guys were pretty badly beaten up. So you decided to go to the Deep Shadow safe house that your new friend Benna had kind of pointed out to you. And that's where we left off. You had gone into this secret place, kind of in the Broken Statue Market, the area just north of the gate. Found the safe house and rested. And that's where we're going to pick up as you guys awaken on these cots in the safe house in a cellar in the Broken Statue Market. And as you awaken, it's not a very big space. Most of the cots are just kind of out in the open area. This is clearly meant to be a quick hide and stash place. But in the far corner, now that it's kind of the morning time, you can actually see there's a bit of I wouldn't so much say a stage, but like a lifted up wooden area where there are a few tables. Still not very many people. You do notice a few folks seated around. What you can tell, though, and the one that stands out, is on that kind of stage area where this larger table is, there is a large seat with a woman sitting on it. And behind the woman is like a banner almost, really more of like a rug that's embroidered, and the embroidery shows kind of the big symbol of the Deep Shadow, which is like a triangle and two inward facing crescent moons. As you kind of awaken and get back into this common area, the woman signals that she wants you all to come over to the table and speak with her.
Let's go speak with her.
So you approach. Can I have everyone roll a perception check for me?
Yes.
Cuckoo. And then just waiting for Rowena's.
I think she's
no, I think she froze again.
Anna, what'd you get? Oh. She got 12.
12, okay. So Thad and Ivo, you can actually both tell a couple of things about this woman. One, everyone can see this is a relatively plump woman. She's stout. Maybe middle-aged. Hard to tell, quite frankly. Her features are almost kind of ageless. What you can tell, though, for Thad and Ivo is, surprisingly, for a relatively full-figured woman, this is a half-elf. And most half-elves are relatively lithe and thin. But she's got this look in her eye that's almost a little unsettling. It's piercing. She kind of looks all of you up and down, and she begins to introduce herself. She says, "Well, welcome. I see you've been granted access to this wonderful safe house. But, unless you're a member of the guild, there are dues that are necessary."
Oh, I am a member of the guild.
Oh, well, that's great for you. And what's your name?
Rowena Stormwind.
Oh, right. That's right. You're Throm's friend. Interesting. Well, what about your friends? Are they members of the guild? Because they'll have to pay too. It's not like a group thing here.
Oh, they were a huge help to Benna last night.
I bet. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for Benna to come back. You see, he's got some dues that are necessary. Oh, but on Darvan, we don't do the dues. Oh, no, you do. You do everywhere, especially now. You would probably...
What sort of dues are due?
Well, for all of you to be able to stay here in perpetuity, I'd say 100 gold pieces.
100 gold pieces.
Seems pretty expensive.
Is there a buffet that comes with that?
We were just here for one night.
Well, you see, once you know that the safe house exists, you know that it exists, and you would understand how important our secrecy is. Rowena, do me a favor. Roll an insight check at advantage, please.
Okay, cool. I'll have to tell you what it is because I had a lot of computer issues yesterday. I'm adding back the browser extension.
Yeah, no stress.
So at advantage, it is actually I got 8 both times.
That's okay. It's not a very hard check because you would know this pretty well. 100 gold is fucking nuts. And not only that, to your point, usually having friends of guild members is relatively allowed. So her charging is strange. She also...
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I would say with 8 you wouldn't know this, but it seemed a little odd that she was like asking... She was a little more concerned about Benna's payment than Benna itself.
Yeah, I'm sorry, what'd you say your name was? Did you say your name?
I guess I haven't. I'm so rude. I probably should tell you. I'm Emoin, and this here is my particular corner of the deep shadow.
Oh, Emoin, I think there must be some misunderstanding. Yeah, this is we were just staying here for a night on invitation of Benna, and we saved his hide from a bunch of lordless crowns. So we're getting out of your way. We'll leave, but you can trust me. I killed Lena Orbweaver.
Well, I don't know if you think that's a good thing for me. That just causes chaos, and chaos isn't good for business. And right now, business is a little important. Because you see, while you might not be used to what we've been doing lately at the Deep Shadow, the Shadow Boss has been a little, demanding of what us other bosses are supposed to be giving to him. And so I'm going to have to milk every little gold that I can. So if you're not going to pay, I'm going to expect a little extra, if I could say that.
Extra how? What do you mean?
Well, like I said, the place is free to stay if you're a member of the guild. And she kind of looks over at everybody else. If you know what I mean.
So you want them to join the guild?
Oh, what a great
want to join the
suggestion.
guild?
Yeah. Rowena,
Does that cost money too?
Well, you would know this, Rowena. That's a good question. To join the guild, you have to complete a mission. So she's probably trying to force you guys to do something.
It's a favor.
It's a side quest.
This isn't canon.
This isn't gonna work. You see, we have a date with Destiny and Baldrew, so and Jackson, but that's another story. So anyway, who's the big boss you mentioned? Maybe we can be more persuasive to him.
And she just kind of laughs. Oh, dear Rowena, you know no one talks to the Shadow Boss unless you're a little higher up on the food chain. So I think unless you plan on heading to Baldarg anytime soon and figuring out what the hell all this expensive work is up to, I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. So your options are the 100 gold or a little guild dues.
What about if I just take my poisonous blood and kill you?
Oh, you're cute. Roll a perception check.
Okay. Alright, I think I fixed the extension, so let's see if this works. 12.
You can't tell, but her hand is not where it used to be. And it moved like within a snap. You're a little concerned that she might have the upper hand on whatever type of combat situation you would encroach on. You would also know this. So basically this is the structure of like the Deep Shadow kind of shadow organization. No one really knows exactly what the hierarchy is. Even people inside the guild, it's purposely meant to be relatively vague. But like the Shadow Boss is kind of like the main leader of the organization. At the end of the day, everyone else kind of reports to him. And for the most part, every major city has its own kind of group, and they're led by bosses. And if Emma is a boss, she's not like an easy target. She would have tons of resources. She would have tons of ability, and fighting her would be difficult.
All right, that's very reasonable, Emma. Let me just, if you don't mind, sidebar with my bodyguard Ivo for a second.
Take your time, whatever you need.
Ivo, should we just pay up?
So she wants us to pay, or basically we do a quest to have us all become part of the guild, or the shadows. Or would us paying would be the same. So either we pay money or we do the quest, right? That's the two.
Right.
What does getting in the guilds actually achieve for us?
I mean, I'm in the guild. You have a kind of informal network with all the thieves across Yarn, and it gets us some respect and places to stay. Like you saw how quickly Benna and I connected. But I don't know that it would be of much use for you, Zunis.
Especially because we are
Zunis, we have our
religious
ties.
Yes.
We have our religious ties as well. So I don't know. No offense meant, Rowena, but
none taken.
one thief in my midst is enough for me.
Yeah, I feel like
Go
ahead, Dad.
Go ahead, Ivan.
I was gonna say, even myself, I feel like joining a guild of thieves isn't exactly what I'm trying to accomplish now with my life.
Where is this moral code coming from? We've killed so many people.
Name of justice, sometimes.
I've
Arbitrary
mercenary with a
defense.
heart of gold.
Purely defense. Listen, I'm not saying that I've always done the right thing. I'm saying I'm trying to right some wrongs. All right. But I would say. So I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not in any of our best interests to join this guild, and
It's only 25 gold pieces a person, right?
I thought it was 100 a person.
That is steep.
Yeah, is it 100 a person or 25 a person?
100 total.
Oh.
Yeah, 100
Oh, I
total,
thought it was
but
100 a person.
I
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't go more than 40. I say we counter offer with 40. She's
I say
hurting her
we-
money as it is.
Do you have a sales pitch, Thad?
Certainly.
Let's hear it. Let's go back.
Do you want me to talk to her?
That's a Rowena. Are you interested in that?
No, that can go ahead and do it. Obviously, me being a member of the guild is not that persuasive to her.
Wait, Zunis, didn't you say prior to this conversation that you wanted to get in some sort of sales type of position?
That's
I
right.
did.
This is a good bartering experience. Start her at 40, see if we get a counter offer.
I will start, and I'll see if my friend Thad can close for me.
Roll a persuasion check if you're trying to do this. Ooh.
8.
Okay, well, I see you're trying to play ball, huh? Well, let's try this. And she kind of like motions over to a few other people. And she kind of has a few other folks put like chairs down in front of the table behind her. Please have a seat. If we're gonna do this, let's do this right.
Oh, thank you.
So everyone sits down. Okay. I need everyone to roll Constitution saving throws.
Oh, God.
And then Rowena, let me know what you got. Oh, I should roll for Dent too.
Hey, Ivo.
13.
He failed. Okay, so Zunis, Dent, and Rowena, you guys all start to sit down. And as you start to sit down, like as soon as you kind of land, you feel like this little prick right in the back of your thigh. And as soon as you sit down, you're like, and then all of a sudden you are no longer able to get up. You can move your head and kind of look around, but the rest of your body, neck down, is completely paralyzed. For Thad and Ivo, you feel that same prick, and you're like, it's more like now your foot is numb, like you like got a dead leg or something, but you're still able to move if a little bit slower. And so Emma kind of sees and she chuckles, and again her hands are just like a flurry. They were underneath the table for a second, now they're on top. And as she's kind of like adjusting things, you kind of get a sense of more of what she's wearing. She kind of moves this like really almost like it's like a dark maroon scarf. Like she kind of throws it back over her neck. And as it goes, Rowena, you catch like right on the tip is it embroidered in black. It's almost invisible because the scarf itself is so dark, is also the symbol of the deep shadow. And she kind of throws it over, which to you means something. People wouldn't normally wear imagery of the deep shadow unless they were incredibly high up, because having that out and about in public is a bad sign. So she kind of throws it out and she kind of laughs at all of it. And she goes, so I think you'll find that you're in a precarious predicament. See, most of you, the paralysis is already setting in. For the rest, it'll be a little bit, but I don't think you'll be much of a fight right now. This is the thing, when you come into someone's house, you should really get a better look at their surroundings. So like I said, it's one or the other. Those are your two options. And if that doesn't work, I'll introduce you to some other friends of mine. And they're all real sharp.
Well, now that we're paralyzed, we are kind of in a place where we understand your abilities. It's just that we're not exactly the richest ragtag group of adventurers in the world, and we've been going across, and all we have is good intentions. We're trying to take down the people that are bad, the creatures that are bad, and we haven't made much along the way. We just want to meet you somewhere in the middle. It's not that we're not grateful for everything you've done. It's more that it's just going to be difficult for us, and we have these missions that we need to carry out on our own. So side missions kind of put us at a place where we can't really complete those.
That seems great. I don't really care what you do. Like I said, you've got two choices here.
So we can't
Feel as
move
well
right
as
now?
I that
You can't move. Thad and Zuna.
It seems like she
Or
can
Thad and-
unparalyze us if we just give her the funds.
Yeah, you guys
Which-
are you guys are basically being mugged right now. That's what's happening.
Truth be told, I,
some friends
as
you have
myself
over
and the Zuna's character, am willing to just part with 25 gold. But
As you guys are kind of there, a little like struck on like what to do next, you do hear behind you just and in walks a familiar halfling, and it's Benna. And as soon as like Benna hits the ground, you see Emmoen's eyes kind of like flick over. Two of her other cronies, the ones who brought the chairs, kind of walk over to Benna, grab him by the scruff of the neck, and like drag him over to the table. And she goes, "Oh, welcome, Benna. It's been a while. I see you finally turned up with something useful, right?" And Benna like starts going, "Oh yeah, of course. Like I got all this stuff," and he's like pulling out like a few like gems and things, putting them there. And she's like, "No, Benna, I know there was more in that place." And like one of her cronies grabs him like now like by the scruff and like his butt and just kind of like shakes him on the table, and more gold and things come out. It's probably a good like 1,000 gold worth of gems and things. And he's just shaking him like he's losing as much money. And Benna's like feeling accosted, like, "No, some of that was my coke. Hey, I'm sorry." You see them like pulling out swords and things, and they kind of like throw him on the ground next to them. I feel like you guys have been acquainted. She kind of points over to Benna, points over to you. Benna's like, "Oh yeah, these guys really helped me out. That's great. Do you want to maybe persuade them to be a part of this before your newfound friends are dead?" And Benna just kind of like shuts up and is like giving you a big nod, like you should probably do this.
Benna's This is probably ill-advised. Benna's 1,000 gems cover us too, you know.
Roll a persuasion check.
We saved him. If it weren't for, all right. Persuasion. If it weren't for us, he'd be dead, and you wouldn't have your 1,000. Ugh. 8.
8.
Yes.
Benna just like crawls it closer to the corner. He's like, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm already in enough trouble, and I just paid off my debt. Emma just kind of stares at you, and it's a very disturbing thing. She just matches this like consistent threat with just like this sweet voice. I'm just like, no, sorry.
Okay, I guess we should pay up. What do you guys think?
I want to hear
Seems like we have no choice when we're dealing with people without honor.
Great.
Thad goes into his money pouch and pulls out 25.
You notice your money pouch is already gone.
Keeping
One of
it in his hand.
one of the cronies from behind you had already taken it. Missed it on your paralysis check. And it's there, and he's like dumping it out. And like they're starting to count through it.
I missed it on a nat 20?
Oh wait, no, sorry. I forgot. You were one of the ones who wasn't. We'll say that you can hold on to it then. I thought you were one of the paralyzed ones. Yeah, so you've got your coin still.
Oh, good.
So you're taking out 25
That was
gold
cool
pieces.
flavor, though. I should have let you just have that.
That's all right. But so you guys are divvying up the 25 gold?
I'm going to take out 25 gold and kind of look around to the group. I assume that's what we're doing.
Dent's already got his money out. Dent doesn't give a shit. Dent's like, this is all stupid. It doesn't.
Oh, with Dent, we're only giving 20.
Correct.
There's 5 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't.
So let's
Okay.
yes, I think so. I guess I'll talk to the lady. Sorry, I forgot her name. And so I'll say Emma, we're sounds like we'd be willing to pay for instead of doing the quest for our release and freedom from this situation, but let's call it room and board and not membership.
That's fine by me. You don't have to join the guild unless you don't want to pay. If you want to pay, you're welcome to do whatever you want. And as I said, continue to use the safe house as you wish. Consider it room and board, and a measure of good faith on your part that you won't tell anyone where this is.
Well, I think we're fine with paying. I just think some of us have reservations from joining the guild and what it stands for.
That's fine. I won't consider you official members, except for Rowena.
Of course.
Of course.
I think I'll look over at Thad and I'll look at Thad and Zunis and be kind of like, this is what we wanted, right? We didn't want to join.
Nah.
Exactly.
Cool.
Although this paralysis thing has come in handy for sure. I don't think we get our powers, but I would like the ability.
I don't have those powers, and I'm in the guild.
I wish you did.
And you're like demon blessed or something.
Well, that was a recent development.
So you guys all hand over 20 gold pieces.
Yep.
Subtract.
She kind of like does a little gesture to the rest of her friends. They all kind of come over to you and like real quickly just grab your arm and just like stick you with a needle of something. You're not sure what. And you know, you slowly start to get a little wiggle in your toes, a little wiggle in your fingers, and you're able to move again if you're still a little stiff. It almost feels like the world's worst flu shot, where you're just like shaking off some of the soreness. And then as he finishes kind of like poking the last one of you, he hands like the rest of the vial over to her, and she kind of looks at you and goes, see, basilisk oil is very useful. There are, like I said, other things here that we have. You mentioned maybe there would be other things you might find useful. But it seems like I couldn't tempt you with membership, so I guess your money will have to do for now. And before you can even blink, the money's gone. Like, however it got off the table, you're not 100% certain, but the money is no longer there.
All right. Well, thank you for the room and board and the roof over our heads.
For kind hospitality.
Hospitality is a word for it, of course.
What's with the scarf? Why are you so open about your guild
Dad kind of
membership?
brushes himself off.
Oh, you should know this, Rowena. Once you get to a certain level, it's, well, let's just say you're not so worried if people know what you do.
Certain level.
Some kind of deal with authority?
Well,
The guild stretches long and deep, so.
I bet you're in Jackson's pocket.
Oh, the resender fella? No. We don't get very political. We just like to make sure things are profitable. And stability can be very profitable.
Well, I have a few thoughts about that, but nothing I'd say to somebody armed with basilisk oil. Come on, team, let's go.
Well, enjoy the rest of whatever the fuck you're gonna do. And she just kind of like goes back, and yeah, you can kind of hear behind her this like tink, tink, tink. She's counting the gold pieces she took from you and from Benna, etc. Can I have everyone roll a perception check as you're leaving this like cellar, kind of going through?
Nine.
Yeah, you guys don't notice anything. Ivo, actually, I'll stop. Ivo, as you're walking kind of through, yeah, everyone sees that there's like probably 3 or 4 people still kind of hanging around on here, just kind of relaxing, drinking whatever they brought with them, some of their own rations. There's not really like a bar or anything here, but you know, it's a place to get some respite. One seems to be like doing a really good job of blending into the background. He's in a corner with his hood kind of pulled down, and you really can't see anything because he's kind of got like, it almost has his cloak like shrouded over his face, so you really can't see anything. But as he shifts just a little bit, you notice he doesn't have a boot on, and you swear you see just a quick glimpse of his foot under the table, and it doesn't look to be a foot. It looks like it's almost like bird talons.
That thing from the graveyard.
It's still following us.
Kinku. That's what they're called.
Nice memory.
Good job.
I didn't know they were so
Yeah.
perceptive. I thought they were kind of morons.
Dumb birds.
Yeah.
I wonder if they paid the money or did the quest to get in.
Anything else you would like to do before you leave?
Let's
Spit
get
on the
fuck
ground.
out.
You spit on the ground and walk
Yes,
out.
Get out of here.
Kick over a table. Just kick over one chair on the way out.
As you kind of spit on the ground on the way out, she goes, just in a very sweet, like sickly sweet voice, she says, "Tell Throm I said hi."
Throm.
Your buddy, was it Tom or Throm? I don't remember what we named him.
Oh, Torm.
Torm. Tell Torm I said hi. And the door
Oh,
closes behind you.
I gotta call him on my phone.
And you guys are out into Castleton, kind of in the city proper. It does seem a little strange, almost eerily quiet after such an ordeal. There are still bloodstains and viscera on the floor. There's some char marks and things from your battle ahead. The gate is still closed. You do remember how to get to the secret entrance into the Stone Shadow Speakeasy, so you can go that way or try to go in through the gate. But you notice there's, it's morning time in a market, but you don't hear or see anyone out in the streets.
Say we get out of here.
Are we going back to the castle to meet up with Captain Eder? What do you guys think?
I feel like, did we have any unfinished business with him? I feel like we got our command to help defend that gate.
We should at least, collect the credit for what we did. Let them know that we're as good as our word.
Just get a little get a little pat on the back for it.
Good job.
It's been a while since I've been complimented.
Well, I mean, I don't know where we could just check in, but I feel like we're
Maybe
just
it's
trying
a
to get
hotel.
out.
Emma win too. Yeah.
I feel like we're just trying to get out of town.
Where exactly are we on the map?
If you kind of see where like that red circle is above your character icon, you're just about there. In that area somewhere. So it wouldn't be long to get to the castle proper.
Determined there was something weird going on with the Font of Agma, although we weren't exactly sure what.
Yeah, that was from the letter that you saw from Lena that she was writing to the Font of Agma to like have a representative come because she had questions. That was one of the places you wanted to investigate before you got caught. Captain Eder did say he was going to go charge the castle. So you've got a couple of places, or again, you can just go somewhere else. You can kind of decide where you want to go. The world is your oyster, as they say.
So I know there was like a big battle that went on the night before, but does it seem to be a lot of stuff in ruins? Is there potential that we need to kind of, or I guess what I'm asking is like, does it seem like we need to investigate any fires or anyone that needs maybe help getting out of like a burning building or any sort of rubble or anything like that?
The place isn't like in ruins. While it was definitely like a skirmish and like there was fights, it was more like almost like a turf war than like an actual battle. So there were like scorch marks on the walls. Some of the buildings maybe caught a little bit of fire, but were put out. There's nothing like immediately pressing. The worrisome part is it just seems so calm for a big city.
And also the death that just had taken place. I think people would be freaking out, right?
Yeah.
I think
We probably don't want to return to the scene of the crime and get out now.
I feel like we should leave,
Yeah,
guys. Something's just telling me we should get out of here.
I was also thinking we should have Dent trail us so he can keep an eye on the Kenku.
good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe sort of split up from us, but from a distance, and also follow, just to see if the Kenku's been following us this whole time. It's kind of funny to picture a bird in a cloak.
At the same time, I would imagine I'm telling the group as I see the Cancun and like I saw them in the room there. I mean, we're just assuming that it's following us, but does it do any difference to have Dent follow him as like behind us? And I feel like we already know this is happening, so might as well just like lean into it. Unless Zunis, do you think it's a great dangerous issue?
Well, we could get sneak attacked. You never want to be followed, and then all of a sudden there's a giant bird gnawing at you. It's my only logic.
Spoken like a true fishman. Spoken like a true fishman over here.
Yeah, man. If there's anything birds love, it's jumping in and eating my people or my fish.
All right. Well, I think it's up to you, Zunis. I think Dent is in no position to protest any sort of action right now that we tell him to do. So it's up to you on that one.
Yeah, I say we have Dent trail us a little bit. Keep an eye.
Are you just trying to have him like really stay and see if the Kenku creature passes? What exactly do you want him to do?
I want him to kind of keep an eye for sneak attacks behind us, because I feel like we were kind of gathering new enemies, and we haven't been sneak attacked yet. So,
which way are you guys?
Could happen.
Which way are you guys trying to go?
That's not me. So someone else can.
We could head back to Jackson's in Wadep City.
As far as you know.
We could head back there and maybe investigate this forward motion solution stuff. We could also take whatever they make, a hot air balloon with forward motion solutions somewhere.
I like that idea.
That sounds
Investigate a
kind
new
of
ship.
calming. Yeah.
If you're talking about forward motion solutions, you do remember you read a letter The leaders of Forward Motion Solutions were currently in Blackstaff Castle. They were called there by Lena.
I mean, we could just make our way on foot back to
man.
Wadep City. I just want to sweeten the deal a little bit, so it's not just about me and my enmity with Jackson.
No,
Wow.
the pull of Blackstaff Keep is feeling stronger.
Mm-hmm.
If they were collecting people of interest there, and it supposedly should be friendly territory. Either was captured last night or it wasn't, and things are quiet, so it seems like it was maybe protected.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Let's do it. It seems less exhausting than heading to Wadep City at the moment.
So Dent does trail behind. He's trying to be sneaky. Seems like he's being successful, letting you guys go maybe a few hundred kind of yards in front, just so we can kind of see if anyone is tailing behind you. At this point, he hasn't caught up or said anything as you go to Blackstaff Castle. As you approach the northern gate that is closed and you don't see a way in, as you kind of look up to see if there are any guards looking down, you can actually see that there are 2 Castleton guards up at the top looking down, kind of, you know, imploring you to, like, halt, wait there. And then, like, a little bit later, you see, like, a little small door on the gate kind of open up just a little bit, just like with a little window. What are you doing here? You were all citizens were told to stay in their homes.
We're not exactly citizens. We're friends of Captain Etter.
Oh, you're that crew he sent out last night, huh? Yeah, your description
The
matches.
very same.
What do you need? Are you coming to see him?
We are.
Get in a hurry. We're expecting this to get worse. And he kind of opens the gate and ushers you guys in.
What do you mean get worse? So I'll ask as we kind of walk.
Well, apparently what happened here has already spread to Wadep. Sounds like they're planning something, but this is a better conversation to have with the captain.
I'll give him pieces of gold and say, is it?
I mean, it is, because I don't know, but thanks for the tip.
Very generous.
I'm giving like a really hard kind of pat on probably the chest because I might be a little shorter than him.
See, you're a fellow military man. I appreciate that. I'll tell you what, because you weren't expecting probably not a bevy of information coming my way. Next time I see you at the stone's throw, I'll buy you an ale.
I appreciate that, friend.
I will just shake his head as he sees this goes down.
Man of the Lord.
You guys continue into the castle?
Yeah, let's talk to the
You
captain.
know it.
So you guys continue. You do notice that no one has opened the door behind you, so you suppose that Dent is still outside the castle walls. But you guys make your way over to Blackstaff Castle. You kind of walk in through the main entrance. As you kind of get in, you see that guards are kind of allowing you go through. They've kind of been told ahead of time from the gate warden what was going on, and they know to expect you. You kind of walk up and past these really huge stone walls. You can really now see as you're approaching Blackstaff Castle, and really as you're inside Castleton in the daytime now, you can really see how this city was built. And it's odd. I mean, clearly before the Sundering and the world was destroyed and the islands were lifted, whatever city this was before was likely just a huge castle of some type, or castles or fortresses. Most of the buildings here are built from the same stone. They're all very thick walled, and the walls around the city and around Blackstaff Keep are also huge and thick. And you walk through kind of this giant opening that leads up to these like really just stout stairs that go into this building. And the first kind of place that you walk into was the forward guard station. And as you walk through the forward guard station, you see just bodies of Lordless Crown members, at least 20, 30, just kind of piled up in a corner as they're trying to like get them, I guess, into one space so they can maybe tally them, get their goods, etc. You see like their weapons have kind of been pulled aside. There are a few on the opposite end that are still alive but badly beaten and shackled. They're kind of kept there. And as you kind of enter this space, you can see Lieutenant Corning is kind of overseeing this prisoner handling, and then kind of like counting the dead Lordless that are there. And he kind of sees you and greets you and says, "Hail. Looks like you guys had a successful night last night then."
Yeah, looks like you did too.
For the most part, looks like we got everything that we needed to do. Captain Eder has wrestled control from Valdrew, although when he kind of spits on the ground, bastard got away. Fucking butcher's a wily one.
Do you know where he went?
Valdrew? I don't know. My guess is whatever fucking rat den he came from, but you know, most of the Lordless come from Mirabar. It's just an island over. It's not super far, so might have gone back that way. I really couldn't tell you.
You think the four of us could take him?
Valdrew? I mean, it's a good chance. If he didn't have so many these scum around him and he kind of kicks one of the live prisoners, you know, he probably wouldn't have been able to get away. So maybe if you catch him with his pants down.
Is he off and off guard? Do you know where he lives? Could we do some kind of sneak attack on him?
I definitely don't know where he lives. But the Lordless are headquartered on Mirabar. So if you're trying to catch him, that'd be the place I'd suggest. I don't know if he could have gotten there in, you know, just a night, but you never know.
Should we go meet Captain Eder before we...
Yeah, I'd recommend it if you want to. He's just through the throne room. Keep heading up straight up these stairs. He's in there, but he's having a few words with those forward motion solution folks. So just be prepared.
Let's go.
And he kind of like signals you down. He sees like a few other guards have now like started to walk off, like this chain gang of Lordless Crown mercenaries down the stairs and out of the building. You guys go into, and you kind of push through these huge double doors into this throne room. And it is quite the place. In fact, let me get you a little bit of a setup here.
You know we did good when there's a map set up.
Indeed.
We got to where we were supposed to go.
Joke's on you. I have the maps for everything. Because I didn't know where you were going to go today, so.
Zunas, I like how you're anti-sneak attack, but then when it's you, but then it's your first strategy in battle.
Always. It's the best attack there is.
Always sneak attack. So you guys,
from Hillbilly Elegy.
You guys enter this very long kind of throne room that's lined with these like these empty like knight armor statues, and at the far end you can see a few different people in here. One, there are several Castleton guards like actually in this space as well, kind of guarding the door. They see you enter, they kind of close the door behind you. There's probably I'd say 6 or so in here that you can count easily. You can tell that there are like wings and doors leading to other spaces to your left and right, and also behind the throne room. Overlooking this like really big, like super yellow golden throne are these 2 gargoyle heads as well, kind of looking down into the room. Facing the front door, so you can see his face, is Captain Eder, and he is speaking, kind of yelling at these 2 younger folks. Looks like they might be elves. You're not 100% sure, but they're pretty lithe. they might be related. It's hard to say, but their frames and their body shape is almost identical, and they both have long blonde hair, and they're kind of getting berated by Eder at this point. You can also see that there's a little bit of a gaggle of maybe civilians. You're not sure. There's a few people kind of mixed in, men and women, a little bit behind these folks, almost like they're waiting for instructions or to kind of say their piece as you kind of approach. But as you kind of push through this crowd, and you can kind of see this conversation happening between Eder and these two folks right now, you can hear that he's demanding answers. He wants to know what they were doing for Lena. He wants to know what they were building for Lena. And he's basically forcing them to tell them where whatever they're building is. As you get closer, you can now see as well a really good view of these two folks. They must be twins. They look identical. One is male, one is female. They're definitely both elves, though. Both very light. They are stunningly pretty. Like not handsome, not like knockout bombshell, just pretty. Like, it's hard to look away at how pretty these two people are. The woman seems to be doing most of the talking. And she's basically saying, as far as you can tell, everything she knows. You hear in this very elegant voice, I've already told you, Captain Eder, these weren't things that we knew about. We had no idea she was planning on doing these things with the machines we built for her. We were just business people trying to do our best and get a leg up on the competition. You must understand. Captain Eder kind of shouts back, I don't really care what you guys think you were doing. At the end of the day, that's what you were building, and I want to know what else you had for her. And they kind of go through this exchange a little bit. You notice the man is much more reserved. He's kind of looking down. He seems to be anxious at this point.
Let's stride up there and
So you walk up, and as you walk up, Captain Eder sees you, and he goes, finally, some good fucking news after all this bullshit. I'm guessing y'all were able to close the North Gate. I saw that it was pretty much lordless free the whole night, so can't thank you enough for what you did.
I thank you, Captain Eder, for taking us at our word and trusting us with this. We did kill many lordless, and it was a great time. And we prevented them from bringing a two-headed pig thing in.
A two-headed pig thing, huh? That sounds like a buttload of fucking trouble. So, glad that's done. For the time being, I think I'm probably just going to do a little bit of this rulership thing. I don't think I want to do it forever, but for now, I think it'll have to do. We've got some bigger problems coming our way, and Tweedledee and Tweedledum here in front of you don't seem to be super helpful.
We can be persuasive to them.
Well, if you could, I need to figure out where these goddamn airships are. And if they've got more of this this virus you guys were talking about last night, wherever the fuck that is, I need to get that taken care of.
Yeah, well, let's turn and take a look at these two elves.
Wait, real quick, Captain Eders, the guard at the gate said that more trouble was brewing. What does that mean? Are the reinforcements coming?
Well, I wouldn't say reinforcements. We had a few friends that were staying in Waldep City. They came back real early this dawn. Apparently Jackson already knew whatever fucking crazy shit you guys did the other night, and he knew about it ahead of time. He is apparently on the council now and has convinced them that Castleton is trying to take over the whole goddamn island, calling me a usurper or some bullshit. You believe that with all this nonsense that's happening? In either case, I guess I can't believe he'd be too upset. We basically murdered his missus. But in either case, I think they're looking for a fight, and they're probably on their way over here. I've told all the citizens to stay inside.
How can we help?
Well, at this point, I really don't know. But it seems like war is unavoidable. I don't know how you'd convince the rest of the council that Jackson's up to no good, but if they've got a full army coming this way, I don't know if we can hold out for much longer without some help.
Maybe we don't convince them. Maybe we just, I don't know, negotiate with Jackson.
I don't know if he's quite the negotiating fella. So, unless you've got another game plan that I don't. And we only got about maybe 200 men. I could probably scrounge up a bit more, get us to 500, but they're easily going to have 5,000 more. Plus, they've got them airships. I don't even know where these fuckers have theirs.
Did you say that Jackson is with the council right now?
According to my
we
source,
were able to speed over there and... Ah, damn.
According to my source, he's on the council. Apparently, there was some missing dignitary, and I guess he saw this as an opportunity to fill that vacancy.
Nara, right?
Yeah, I think that's the name of her. I don't really do too good at this politicking.
Speaking of politicking, what do you know about Emowyn and the guild?
I don't know an Emowyn, but what guild are you talking about? There's a few in town. We got artisans all tat.
Is it the Thieves Guild?
Yeah, I've heard there've been a few of those folks around here. That's pretty normal for any big city. Any other trouble they've been causing, though? They're not one to get involved in this kind of stuff.
Yeah, we got tangled up with them. We're fine now. I was just curious if maybe we could have them help out with the battle. We kind of sort of made nice with them.
As you guys are talking, you notice from the gaggle of people behind you, like a figure starts to kind of walk out. And he's got like a relatively nice like trench coat almost on, but it's kind of thicker. Looks like it might almost be like a sailor's coat. Kind of walks out. And as he kind of comes out of this space, he says, I think I might have a solution for all of this. And he kind of pulls back his hat and lifts up, and you recognize that it is Captain Yao. Strangely enough, behind, as Captain Yao looks at you,
Oh shit!
he has two eyes, but the eyes have a slightly metallic glow to them. As I was saying, there's a few people in our mutual acquaintance that might have a bit of an army that we could all use together.
I like the way you're thinking, yeah.
I don't want you to think that we're friends here, but I think right now we have agreed we have a mutual benefactor.
This is all.
Wait, was that Captain Edders saying that or Yao saying that?
That was Captain Yao saying that. I'm just saying, if you think this is gonna go to a battle, then I think I know the only people in town that might have an army that they can mobilize quickly.
Wait, Yao, what are you getting out of this?
Kind of looks at you, and it's just like oozing disdain. Like he absolutely hates you. Let's just see the people that gave you my eyes back. They don't do anything for free. Think you've learned a little bit of this yourself.
The Urzasarai, right?
You're talking about the Urzasarai.
I don't think that's a thing we should be saying here, friends.
Yeah, we all know what happened last time I brought him up.
In either case, do your machinations, decide on your things. I'm just here to make sure things get done the way that our supervisor said they should.
Oh, shit. We have the same boss.
Things are really coming together.
In either case, you'll know where to find me. I think you've already seen another one of our friends around. And he kind of turns around and walks out.
Dent, what do you think of this?
Dent's not here. You
Dent
had,
is trailing.
you had Dent hang
that
out
friend.
trailing the other one.
Oh, right. Okay. If Dent were here, I'm sure he would disapprove of further allegiance to the Azazerai, but he's not here, so.
You're welcome.
So Captain Eder kind of looks at this and he goes, "That's got to be one of the weirdest fucking things I've ever seen." In either case, if you've got friends with an army, it's certainly an option. I don't know if I'm one to have a straight up knockdown fight with the capital, but I don't know if I've got any other options. But again, if you can maybe target Jackson, could certainly try that. There might be some other places around town that maybe have some suggestions or other friends that you have. Otherwise, I'd say we've got a day, 2 at most, before they're here.
I had 2 ideas. 3. Idea 1. Perhaps we can be more persuasive to the Forward Motion Solutions people than Captain Eder could. Option 2, go back to the Font of Agma and investigate what was happening there. Option 3, perhaps I can get a direct line to Jackson and do some sort of negotiation with him. Alright, ideas from everybody else?
3 sounds the most interesting.
It definitely does.
He sounds very interesting, but I don't think I can support that. I don't think we can trust him.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking if I, so-called sacrifice myself to Jackson to have him lay off the war, but then of course I would really try and kill him.
Well, immediately you're going to spill that you killed Lena.
I've been telling everybody.
You're very proud of it.
You're going to say Exasperai and I killed Lena.
Rowena, what do you think we're trying to achieve in being more persuasive to these airship folks?
Well, I think Rowena's watched too much 24 in her youth, but I thought maybe we could rough them up a little bit and get more.
Rowena, roll a history check because you're a Wadep native. There might be some political intrigue here you might be aware of.
Ooh.
8.
Yeah, nothing really that would stand out. I think the thing that you would easily remember, because you kind of hit it before, so I'll give it to you. Sonaro is the rightful member of the council. If Jackson is filling the vacancy, it's possible he told everyone that she was dead. Maybe if she wasn't dead, that might not be an issue.
Who are Sonara's parents? It's genetic, right? It's hereditary, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. So basically, the way that like councilship would work, and you would notice again being a Wadep native, it's not necessarily genetic. Basically, the most powerful families in Wadep choose who they want to represent them as a council member. So they elect within their own family group. And it doesn't actually have to be a family member. It just has to be someone they trust to represent the family's interests as the councilman. In Sonara's case, it was genetic. It was her father who had passed away. And she, at a very young age of 19, had taken the seat. But then Lena kidnapped her, basically trying to create room for Jackson. That didn't go quite as planned, but seems like Jackson is making the best of the situation and still found a way on the council.
Well, perhaps we can produce Sonara and show that Jackson's position on the council has been built on a lie.
Are you saying this Sonara woman's still alive?
Yeah, last we saw her, she was in the arms of Firo, a colleague of ours, and they had gone to the hospital, I think?
Do you trust him, and is he...
Correct.
I mean, if it was me, I'm just putting this out there in the world, and there was someone that could knock over this house of cards that I built with one fell swoop, I'd probably want to remove them, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying. Remove Sonara?
Right. If I...
Oh, you're saying if you were Jackson. Huh?
Right. So...
Firo is absolutely trustworthy.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure. Maybe if you were able to get to her or bring her back, you could persuade the council to knock this off and see that the real enemy here isn't us.
I think
That's an
that's a great
excellent plan.
Sounds like we need to go get her.
What's the fastest way back to that town?
Where did she go? You said the hospital? Only place around
she
here
was-
like that is the Temple of the Saviors. That's across the lake.
That's the one.
I mean, by boat, you could probably get there, you know, not too long, few hours. My worry
Do you have a
is...
boat we can use?
Well, of course, we got plenty. My only concern right now is if someone from Wadep's already over there.
Or if we could leverage the knowledge of the airship moguls we have here, we could fly there.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, an airship will probably get you there in an hour or two.
Might as well ask.
So the woman kind of pipes up and she goes, absolutely, yes, we're very happy to be helpful. Any kind of help we can provide. Again, we want to show that we weren't doing anything malicious. We were just, quite frankly, trying to get paid. It's difficult for a new company to find footing. That's all.
Well, I'm not certain that we all believe you, but helping us out now might go some ways to proving your case.
What do you need to know? I've already told the captain everything I have.
We don't need to know anything. We need you to help us get across the lake as quickly as possible.
Well, the airships we're building are just a little bit north of the city, just down the new road and up on the cliffside. We built them a little bit down the cliff face to make sure prying eyes wouldn't be able to find them, but they're not far away from here. And as she's speaking, now her twin kind of speaks up, and he's getting pretty aggressive, and he's, listen, I'm not worried about any of that, okay? The only thing I'm worried about is Truna. We still don't know where she is, and she is the only person right now that matters to all of us. So we're not helping until I know Truna is safe.
Who's Truna?
She's the other person who co-founded this company, and she's important.
Is she your significant other?
No, of course not. We're colleagues. We work together. She's just important to our trio, you see?
Is she needed to fly the ship?
She's not needed to fly anything. We can show you how to fly the ships. It's just, I want to make sure she's safe. I think you can understand. Someone that was a friend of yours, you would also want to ensure their safety.
Where is she?
Slow down, friend. When did Truna go missing? Was it under mysterious or strange circumstances?
No, and I've already explained this to the captain. It wasn't anything strange. She was never a fan of Lena or her requests. So she might have stormed off in an angry huff. She said she was going to a bar in the promenade. I don't remember what it was called. Shores Rest or something like that. And
Did you look into it all?
No, I've been stuck here, and then you vagrants decided to attack the city.
Oh no, did we maybe, kill Truna?
We can certainly look into seeing your friends. Zunis, why don't you...
Did you kill a tiefling last night? Hold on, no, that's I'm concerned about the thought there. Did you see and/or kill a tiefling?
No, we in fact saved a tiefling, but it was a male tiefling.
Well, I don't know, a male tiefling.
We're very pro tiefling.
I can see that. I see that you have one amongst you. Clearly, you would see a little bit of kinship with a similar one of your kind. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
So just... And Truna knows everything that we would know. She would be able to guide you to where the airships are.
Wait, you're saying Truna is a tiefling or Truna is an elf? I might have missed it.
Truna is a tiefling. And a very beautiful tiefling. And it doesn't matter. I can describe her when I need to.
Wait, go on in detail.
Well, I mean, she's quite attractive. What else do you need to know?
We'll talk later. So she went off to this bar when? Yesterday?
A couple nights ago, apparently before you murdered our patron. She said she had it. She didn't want anything to do with any of her machinations any longer, and that she was going to get pissed drunk and we would see her when we saw her. But we haven't seen her yet, and now I am concerned that something has happened to her given all the unrest.
Okay, but I thought Lena was nothing to you. Now she's your benefactor?
Well, she was paying us for the work. She was the one who was paying for the airships to be built. And these are very special airships. These aren't ones like those idiots at Risen Works have been making.
What's
So
special about them?
Yeah.
Roll a persuasion check. At advantage, because he's kind of in a bind here. Let me know what you got if you rolled it. I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. Was that at advantage? Oh, there you go. So, kind of looks at all of you and says, well, these are special in that they're quite a bit lighter and smaller. Most airships demand quite a big power supply. We found a way to miniaturize the technology. In fact, and you see this like big smile show up on his face. Truna is really the mastermind behind it all. She's quite smart, and she devised a way to actually miniaturize a lot of the technology that lifts these ships, and we've been able to create ones that are even personal craft. The ones we were building for Lena were almost meant to be disguised as sailing vessel boats. I'm not sure why, but they're quite small. Most airships, are 3 times, 4 times the size.
So how many airships do you have there tucked away that you were talking about?
That are completed currently 6. More were meant to be built,
and
but 6 were the starting order.
how many people can fit on an airship?
Well, the ones we were designing, about 20.
Okay, so how about things have kind of changed. What if here's the deal, because I feel like you're going to make our lives very difficult if we don't help you find Truna. But we go with you and find Truna, and upon finding her, you take us to the airships, and we now own an airship. The trade-off is you give us one.
I think that's a fair deal. I'm willing to part with one of the ones that we've built. As he's kind of saying that, Captain Eder jumps in. He's like, now listen, you guys have done a lot for us, but I'm going to be real clear. Whatever airships they've made, we're taking. We need them for whatever's to happen. If they've got something else they can give you maybe later on, that's fine. But for right now, we need every bit of air power we can get. And the man kind of pipes back up and goes, I think we've got something that'll work for this crew. Something a little bit smaller. It was one of Truna's special things she hadn't told anyone about yet.
Perfect. Whatever we can now own, and that'll first take us across the water quick, and then we can do whatever we want with after, we'll take it. As long as it flies.
It'll fly and fast.
Deal.
Good idea, Ivo.
All right.
So the kind of male elf starts to turn. He kind of looks and he goes, well, I'm Leoral, and this is my sister Liliane, and we're very appreciative for whatever help we can give. Please, let's go. And as they start to go, Captain Eder pipes up again and he goes, again, now listen, I don't think you understand who's in charge here. These two aren't going anywhere. If you want to go find this Truna lady, you can go do whatever you want. But that is not something I'm expecting to do with the help of these two. I've got more questions for them, and we're going to need them real fast.
Well, how are we supposed to know what Truna looks like and then find these airships that they promised?
Listen, there's not too many tieflings in this town. I'm sure a pretty good description of a pretty-looking tiefling woman isn't that hard. And he told you where she was. My guess is she's still over there pissed drunk or hungover.
What about when we need to find these airships?
Well, Truna should be able to help us do that.
Yes, actually, she does know where she
That
is.
don't help Captain Edders out.
You like Captain Edders. He's our friend.
Leoro pipes up and goes, "No, she would know where they are, and she could help you get them." And he gets like an elbow from his sister and like, "To shut up, buddy. It's too late. He's already said it."
All right, fine. Ivo asked the two elves, "Is there anything else we should know about Truna, or I guess more specifically, anything you can tell us to make sure she trusts us when we find her?"
Tell her Leo sent you. She'll know if you say Leo and not Leoral. She can be a little feisty though, so just be a little cautious and don't rub her the wrong way. She's got a bit of a temper. It's one of my favorite things about her, but I would just maybe keep it civil.
All right.
She's maybe a little shorter than I am. Dark hair. Two very long horns as well that almost go down to her back where her hair ends as well. It's unique for a tiefling. They're usually not that long. And light red skin. Almost pink.
All right. I think that should be enough.
Should be hard to miss, yeah.
Shore's Rest shouldn't be very far from here. It's just in Promenade Plaza. Not more than maybe an hour or two's walk at most.
Well, team, shall we?
Let's do it.
So you guys leave
Seems
the
like
throne
we've been
room.
given the mission. Yeah.
You guys leave the throne room, and you get to Promenade Plaza pretty quickly because you know how to get there. As you pass the gate, you notice Dent is still nowhere in sight and hasn't rendezvoused with you. So you're not sure where Dent is right now. Off doing things. As you go into Promenade Plaza, kind of in the northern area on the kind of banks of the lake. It is an affluent area, and this is one of the spaces you first got to last night. So you can see that a lot of the area here is really well to do. It's kind of this like coastal, nice little corniche. Like it's a really pretty area, and there is a few large buildings, but not as many. Most of these are like homes or small little like boutiques. And of the large buildings, as you kind of go from place to place, you ask for directions to an inn called Shore's Rest, and you can find it pretty easily. Funnily enough, it was actually one of the first buildings that you saw as you left the secret entrance from the back of Stone Shadow. It was that first place where you killed one of the Lordless. And you can see hanging above it is a wooden sign kind of carved in the shape of a wave, and on it says Shore's Rest. Entering is pretty easy as you go inside. You'll notice it's pretty quiet, though. There aren't a lot of people here, not very many patrons, because, again, the order for most people was to stay inside. But you can see that there are two half-orcs, a man and a woman behind the bar, one cleaning up, the other kind of stocking the shelves and bottles behind it. And as you walk in, the man turns around and says, "Hello, welcome."
Hey, can I get a brew?
Hello.
Of course. What would you like? We've got the finest spirits you're going to find in all of Castleton.
I'm gonna have a. Do you have anything seasonal right now?
Yeah, we've got some pretty good cider.
Yeah, cider for me.
Of course. And you kind of like
Anything for you guys? This round's on me.
I'll take a summer ale.
Sure. He kind of turns around. And you can tend to tell this bar is much different than the other little like taverns you've been going through. This one is highfalutin and fancy. Like there's a few different kegs on the back wall that are tapped. He kind of pulls one down and drops it for you. There's a cider in that one and a nice little summery citrusy ale that he gives over to you as well, Rowena.
What's the vibe of the bartenders? Are they judging these choices?
They're not judging these choices. Roll an insight check.
Shoot. I have to run to my other computer where I have my Dice rolling thing.
No, it's all good.
Got
And
it.
DM, you said that there were just 2 other people in the bar when we walked in, right? Or
Yeah,
a
there's just
couple
like 2 other folks, neither of which look to be tieflings, just a heads up. So Thad, they don't seem to be judging you. There's a couple of things though that stand out. One, these are half-orcs that are running the bar. That's really strange. Like half-orcs typically aren't, while they're not thought of poorly, they're almost kind of outcasts the same way that elves and half-elves are in this society. They typically don't do things in this capacity where they would own property or own a shop. Also, his accent seems strange, almost like he's forcing himself to sound less intimidating. You can't quite get the vibe on what he's thinking. I will say what you do notice is he seems to be talking with his mouth mostly closed.
Thad will kind of give him a little bit of a wink and say, you got anything stronger than these? What these 2 ordered?
Of course, sir. What are you looking for? Looking for something like a shot, or you want something a little mixed? My wife is a awesome barkeep. She can make you something really special.
You know what? I was gonna say something neat, but if you've got someone with skill behind the bar, whatever the house suggests.
Yeah, of course. And he kind of like kind of motions over for his wife, and says, "Sweetheart, we got something for you." He said you could try anything you'd like to at this point. As he's talking, you kind of notice one of the reasons why he's trying to keep most of his mouth closed. Most half-orcs would have a little bit of like tuskage happening, kind of sticking out. As he's talking, though, you can see that his tusks have been filed down. And his wife kind of like smiles, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to make you something. Are you in the mood for something strong, or do you want something a little more sweet, or do you just want me to surprise you?"
How would you do with strong and sweet?
Oh, I like you. You're
like myself.
Remind me of my wonderful husband here. So she starts mixing some things together for you and getting some things there, and she kind of throws it on the table and she goes, "I call this one the upside down pig. It's enjoyable." And you can kind of see she actually made like a little like toothpick skewer with olives, and it's like 2 olives look like little legs, and the middle one looks like a little body. So it's almost like a little pig on a spit over the top of it.
I'll order one of those for Ivo as well, and say to the bartender, we're looking for somebody who also may have had some unusual tastes. A tiefling like this one. Seen any others recently?
Oh, sure. Thrask, what did you say her name was? And Thrask, the husband, kind of puts up and says, I don't remember if she gave a name, but she was, man, she could drink. I think she's still upstairs, truth be told.
She rented a room?
That was easy.
Well, I wouldn't say she rented a room. I'll just say it didn't feel right throwing a young woman out in the night pissed drunk like that. So we let her stay. Truth be told, Rova and I had to carry her into the bed. So you know how young people get, though.
Ivo kind of steps forward to ask how long has she been up in the room?
Well, she was here from the day before. Left for a bit, came back. She's been passed out probably since late last evening.
Have you checked on her?
9 p.m. No.
What time is
Perhaps
it
we'll wait around for her. We have some words to discuss.
I mean, we can go knock on the door. Nothing's stopping us. Rova, do you want to go up there and get her? And Rova kind of turns around, gives a little nod, and kind of heads back. She's like, yeah, I'll be right back. No worries. Let me know how you like the drink, guys. She kind of walks back up. You see her go up to the stairs and into the second story of this building. So, if you don't mind, what do you guys want to talk to her about? You know, want to make sure things are on the level.
We're old friends.
She's actually she's linked to an airship company that we have interest in.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw some of those folks in town. Forward Motion Solutions, right?
That's the one.
Yeah. Funny, don't know how she's linked to it. Can't imagine what she's doing for them. Seems to be a bit of a layabout based on what I've seen the last couple of days.
Well, you know, these savant types, sometimes they're a bit lazy.
I guess. I never had a day in my life where I didn't have to work, so couldn't really tell you too much.
Mark Zuckerberg never even finished university.
I think I heard about that guy. He invented some like really cool shield or something. You could see people's faces. It was so bright.
Exactly.
Love it. With this tiefling, when she came in, did she talk to anyone? Was she with anyone, or just has she been here just by herself drinking the whole time?
She's been just here drinking and yelling at anyone she's had a chance to yell at. I mean, for the most part, just anything really. She challenged people to arm wrestles, which she lost all of. I don't know why. She said that people were stupid, which is, you know, normal for a bar, but this isn't usually this kind of establishment. She said that this whole island sucked. And it was, I think the best one was she called that dwarf woman that runs Risen Works a 2-bit idiot who couldn't figure out an airship from her elbow, which was pretty entertaining. So
sounds like the one.
Wait, dwarf woman who runs Risen Works?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been to Wadep in a while, but I mean, Risen Work airships are everywhere, and I'm pretty sure it's a dwarf that runs the company now. What's her name? It's like a Bronze Heart or something like that. I have to remember.
Huh. Do you know if Risen Works was preparing to woo away Truna from Forward Motion Solutions?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. She didn't mention anything like that. Just that their company was shit, and excuse my language, and they didn't make a quality product. Let's put it that way. She said it a lot more colorfully than I did, but you know.
Interesting. Well, thank you for all the information.
Yeah, I think we should go knock.
Yeah, you've been very kind and helpful, sir.
That's what we try to do here at the Shores Rest.
Yeah.
What do I owe you for the drinks?
For everything here, you guys gonna get any food or anything else, or just the drinks today?
Order wings for us too.
We actually make some good wings. It's a little early in the day. We haven't kicked on, you know, the fryer, so to speak, but I'm sure we could whip something up if you had a little bit of time. Maybe as and as he's talking, you can kind of see actually Rova's coming back down, and behind her is a tiefling woman with just her hair just like disheveled. Part of it's over her horns. It's like a mess. Her dress is clearly all rumpled. She slept in it. She's like wiping parts of her mouth, you assume, from like a little bit of vomit that she just got rid of. And Rova is just kind of trying to make light of it. It's like, oh, here she is. Bright as the day she was born, just ready to go. I think, Thras, could you maybe make some coffee? I think coffee would be a good choice. And they're like walking down the stairs together. And Truna kind of walks down. She goes, okay, I heard people were looking for me. What? Kind of walks down, sits at the table. She's not even sitting at the bar where you are because she doesn't know who was looking for her. She's kind of just talking into the world.
Hi, Truna. I'm Rowena, and these are my friends Zunis, Ivo, and Thad. We just had a couple questions for you, but no pressure. We're just, we're not, not bad people. I don't like to think so. We're not trying to trap you into anything.
Okay, you're talking really loudly. Whatever. I guess that's fine. Mind if I get a little hair of the dog? And as she's like taking it, she takes your drink out of your hand and starts drinking it. Yeah.
I just wanted to say that Leo sent us.
Who? Liam? I don't know Liam.
Leo.
It's kind of like, hey, is that coffee almost done? What's he want now? I already told him I wasn't going to do this anymore.
May be so bold. I don't think I've seen anyone speak with as much love in his eyes as Leo does about you.
Roll an insight check for me, Rowena.
Okay. And I got the thing to work, so it should pop up.
Yeah, I saw that. Let's see what you get.
23.
Nice. It's hard to tell because her skin is pretty much pink, but she does blush a little bit. You can tell there's definitely some reciprocal feelings. You get the sense they are intimate or care for each other somehow, but like there's maybe a little of tension there. She goes, we're not really in a place to maybe talk about that way about each other. So, what did he need?
Well, there have been some developments since you left in a huff.
That's fine. I don't care. As long as we're out of this goddamn contract with that crazy woman who wants to take everything that I made and do God knows what with it. Like, I'm not smart enough to realize that she's adding things to the design that clearly aren't safe.
You won't have to worry about her. In fact, we'd like to make sure that the people she's dealing with don't harm anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those are a lot of very vague statements, but it sounds like you killed her.
Would it give us some credit with you if we did?
Yes.
We did.
Great. Can we just all go home now? Just tell Leo that we'll just all go back to fucking Wadep and be done with all of this bullshit. And I get that that Lillian wanted to like go do whatever the fuck she wanted to do because she's the face of the company and she's the one who gets all the deals. But at a certain point, when's it not worth it anymore? You know what I mean? And she just like chugs the rest of your ale and throws the cup down on the table.
We go to what the detestable Lena wanted to add to the airships.
Well, at first I just thought she just wanted us to make a few airships, which was fine. We needed a benefactor, someone to pay for the work and seed us a little bit for the company. I mean, Risen Works has been a fucking monopoly on airships for fucking since the Sundering. Fucking Brythonic Grid. I swear to God, the Thilverstains. They might as well just all jump off the goddamn island. In either case, they wanted more and more airships. We couldn't produce. And then we started finding out that she was adding, I don't know how else to explain it, but bomb bay doors. And they were atomizers. We're not equipped to build those kinds of things. We're not a war company.
Look, we'd love to see the ships that you've built so far. In fact, Leo said that you would bring us to them.
If Leo told you Leo, then that's probably true. But I don't think I'm in any state to take anybody anywhere.
Well, you could at least direct us to them. The truth is, we need to get back across the lake to make sure that the poison that your former employer was having manufactured and was planning to distribute on your ships isn't distributed.
And you kind of see now, like, even in her drunken state, she kind of rubs her eyes and you see this light bulb go off. I knew it. I knew that bitch was going to do that. There's no other reason to try to air Soul. All right. I'll help you. Let's go. Are we going? Are we leaving?
Yep.
Yes. There's
Back
one
to the
other. There's one other item though. Leo said that you would have a special craft for us that we could use and take.
Fucking Leo, I swear to God, that guy promises the world. He's got no sense. He's got no sense between those. Anyway, pointy fucking ear. God damn it. yes, I do have something I've been cooking up. It's a prototype, but it's good for people who need to travel without being as obtrusive as a giant airship. But yes, I've got something that would work. It's in the same place. We can all do it together. Whatever. Rova, is the coffee done? And like Rova's already behind her with the coffee pot. Yep, Truna, it's done. No worry. Are you guys gonna go? It'd probably be a good thing. You should definitely go with these people. I think they have your best you should go. And she's like clearly trying to usher her out so that she's not her problem anymore. And Truna's like, okay, let me just get my stuff. And then Rova and Thrask both have like all of her shit just like ready to go already. It's there. We got it all for you. We even put it in this wonderful little container for you. Here you go. Like you can keep the mug. Just take the coffee and go. Just please leave. Ready to like escort. Okay, I guess that's fine. And she's like starting to walk out the door, and she's like, "Are you guys coming? We had this conversation already, right?"
Thank
let's
you
go.
for the drinks. I think we're going to be on our way.
Yeah, I leave whatever the amount is, which you can tell me, and a nice 20% tip.
Nice.
Wait, Zunis, did you order wings?
Yeah, they're in the to-go to container.
Oh, okay.
I'm narrating that.
I'm gonna say yes. Why not? You have wings to go. Yeah. You. We'll say you can deduct 2 gold pieces from your currency total. Wouldn't be that expensive for what you guys got. And you guys.
Not bad. My 2 gold just got me goodwill.
Yeah, nailed it. So you guys start going out and following Truna. She's like starting to shake off as like she's out in the sun now. You can see her eyes just like super glazed back. Now that you have a really good look at her, though, she's quite attractive as well. Younger tiefling. Ivo, you can see that pretty easily since you can kind of tell the age of your own species pretty well. Probably not older than 25, 26 at most. Fair red skin, really dark black hair. And probably her most noticeable feature, other than her eyes that are almost like a complete, like she doesn't have irises, just like you, most tieflings don't. Her whole eyes are just purple and glowing faintly, but her horns are just super long. They almost blend in with her hair. They kind of loop back and go all the way down to almost the length of her back, which is very, very long for a tiefling. They wouldn't usually be that long. But you get the sense she must be incredibly smart, given what Leo's already told you, and that she seems to be the savant behind this company's rise to fame. But she's starting to walk you guys out of the city. You're already beyond the wall, so you guys get onto the pathway. And she says it's just a little bit north of here, just right on the cliff face. We just took the road up a little bit. Probably just need maybe 30 minutes or so to walk. So just keep up if you guys can. As you guys are leaving the city, anything else that you want to do?
Any sign of dent?
Roll a perception check.
Yeah, I guess I should ask, or the bird creature following us.
Yeah, roll that same perception check. We'll see how it goes. No sign of anything strange. Again, these streets are pretty much empty. You even look up thinking maybe Dent got on the broom or try to see something. You don't see anybody around. That's a little troubling. Dent should have been in this space, so you don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Feeling a little guilty.
Can we contact him in any way? Does he have a homing device?
Not that you know of.
He's a robot? Great question. Alright, I think we gotta go back. Reunite these forward motion folk.
Yeah.
Well, we're going. She's taking us to the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys start traveling, and you're actually going on like the northern road out of the city, which is actually the new road. And the new road, basically, like it goes all the way north to the northern perimeter of the island against the cliff face, and then loops back around, kind of comes around Celadrine Lake, and then back down south past the Temple of the Saviors, and then kind of connects back to the City of the Dead, and then eventually back to Wadap City. It's almost like a big loop. But actually kind of takes you to the first kind of turn that leads back eastward towards this, like the temple area. It's about 20, 30 miles in the other direction. She kind of takes you off a little bit. And she says, well, we built it. We built the docks a little bit down so people wouldn't see these airships. So we got to go off the road a little bit. And she starts walking you kind of through this really small pathway it's hard to notice. If you didn't know where to look, you probably wouldn't be able to find it. And then pretty soon you're actually at the cliff face, and she just disappears off the side of the cliff face, and you're like, the fuck just happened? And as you get closer to the edge of the cliff face, you can actually see there's a bit of like stone carving that was made into like stairs on the very edge of it. And there's a railing so people don't like fall to their doom. But you are literally on the edge of this island, able to stare thousands of feet into oblivion, where clouds are really just below this. And you can now see the scale of this island that is, almost a mile in height to the bottom of it. But you're walking down the side of this, and you can kind of see as you go down here now, there's another large cliff face, almost plateau that juts out into it. In fact, let's show you. Let's get that open here. Where are you? So on the map now, you should be able to see it. And you're kind of walking down, kind of from on this map, it would be the bottom right corner. You can kind of see there's some stairs. You're kind of walking down, and you can see there's basically a makeshift building area. There's a small set of buildings that were built up, and then beyond that, jutting over the edge, is another cliff face that you can see that there are airships moored to the side of the cliff. So you're about maybe 100 yards down from the actual top and the surface of the island, in this little cutaway area where these airships have been docked and are currently in different states of construction, most of which are done. At the very bottom of these steps, though, is Truna, who's kind of waiting for you, and you can see that on her face she looks a little troubled, and she goes, This isn't right.
What do you mean?
Well, we built 6 airships, and there's only 4. There's only 2. 4 are missing. And I don't know where any of the workers are. Maybe they got called back to Castleton.
Thad will draw his hammer, and we're down kind of by the stairs.
Yeah, so if I can mark it for you so you see it. Get that on there for you. You are like down. Yeah, you're right there. Yep.
Cool. Thad will step to the front of the group and try to look for anything out of place. Ambush.
Roll a perception check. Nothing strikes you as out of the ordinary other than there's no people here. You can kind of see across the edge there are some like scaffolding. Some are broken, some are in different states of repair. There are moorings, like big large ropes, almost like they're anchor ropes that are dangling. And from this distance it's hard to see if they've been cut or if they've broken, but they're dangling like they used to hold airships there. The only 2 that you can still see are the top kind of masts of 2 that are just a little bit below this cliff face that's jutting out.
What is that blue thing in the middle of the cliff?
So Truna kind of looks at you guys and goes, that's actually one of the things I'm most proud of. Most airships need at least a stone 5 times that large to be able to support their weight, but found a way to get a little proud of something small. So that's actually the thing that's keeping it up right now.
All right.
And I assume that you can kind of drop down that hole onto the ship, right?
Yeah, that's one of our construction portholes. We were using it to get workers up and down easily and safely. Looks like they were currently working on one of the bigger ones. I don't know where the other ones went, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not much of a tracker myself, so the only way I know how to investigate is to get up in there close. One object to us going towards these buildings?
No, I guess
Check it out.
Look. So Truna even walks in. She doesn't seem to be concerned or worried about anything. She's going through everything. It looks devoid of life or anything else.
I very stealthily sneak up. I can kind of bring up the rear. And I draw my short bow just in case.
Are you going anywhere specific?
I'm just following the group kind of to the top of the map, but I'm being very quiet about it.
So I'll say you guys all kind of like end up in this area-ish as you're looking around, kind of looking at these things. And as you kind of look around there, Truna's over there. She's kind of looking. She goes, well, the good news is the airship you guys wanted is still here.
Perfect.
But
That'll do.
there's a couple other ones. That small one should get you to the other side of Celadrine Lake pretty quickly.
Yeah, Leo seemed to think a small one would be fine for our purposes.
We're gonna need to try to get on that one. There's a rope ladder over on the western side of the cliff face. If we climb over there, we should be able to get to it.
I'm feeling really guilty right now. Should we call for Dent before we go? This is gonna be pretty hard to trail. I wasn't expecting a flight. Can we
Well, he has a
yell?
broom.
It does have a broom, but I can't imagine it'll travel.
Zunis, if he was
I guess
here,
you could
he
get to
would see
Wadab,
us
yeah.
about to leave. Yeah. I think yelling would just draw any attention to I don't think it would do anything. I think if he's behind us, he's behind us.
The guilt's kicking in.
He also.
Are you just worried that Dent's gonna sneak up and surprise you?
I'm not worried that much about a sneak attack of friendly kind. I appreciate your concern with my fear of sneak attacks.
So are we gonna go? Because one, this is creeping me out, and two, I don't think we should be here that long.
I think we should go.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. That's
Smart.
So
Smart one. He'll take care of himself.
which ship is the one that we're taking?
The smaller one. That one's the apple of my eye, I guess is a way to put it. That one's small and light. It's capable of inter-island travel, but you can also hover just a few feet off the ground. It's almost the size of maybe a wagon and a half. It'll fit on most main roads. You could take it just about anywhere else you need to go.
Will you be
All right.
joining us, Trina?
Yeah, I'm not going to stay here. This place is fucking weird.
Called the airship.
Let's.
Trina,
let's
let me ask you, Trina, before we embark on any great adventure. Do you have any combat skills whatsoever?
I mean, I'm not much of a fighter, but... And she kind of like looks over and like throws out a fireball. It's like a little puff of fire.
I think we could use that.
I mean, I guess. I don't think I would be of much help, and never really been in a fight before, but okay, why not?
So,
All right.
DM, let me ask you, as a fellow tiefling, for those who can produce fire like this, is there any other insight that I have? Like, is she this magical? Is this anything special that I need to know deeper? Like, is she a unique tiefling from a certain clan or something?
Roll an insight check. See if you can notice anything.
Yeah.
Nothing stands out. I mean, her being able to cast a fire, like a little firebolt, is not out of the ordinary. Most tieflings have a nascent ability with fire. She does strike you as someone who's very smart. So, you know, she clearly knows magic of some type, but you're not sure what.
Okay.
And then as she kind of turns to kind of go, you guys all turn around to follow her. And as soon as you turn around, you almost before you even turn all the way around, you notice the light around you darkens probably like 2 or 3 shades. Like it's Rowena, it's actually like right in front of your face. As soon as you turn around is like Lena right there. You turn around and for a second you're taken aback, and you can kind of see through her as you kind of start to like freak out. She hasn't made a move towards you, and she just opens her mouth, and you can see her jaw just like unnaturally gets wider and wider. It shouldn't open that much if it was possible. And then it suddenly just like snaps back shut, and then you see this like really wicked like grimace show up on her face, and she starts to speak, but she's not speaking in the voice that you recognize. She's speaking in this like low, throaty, almost growly voice. I see you are trying to outsmart my other little pet. I don't think you'll be successful in that either. As you can tell, no one really gets that far away from me for long. Ah, silly, silly, silly mortals.
You.
What?
The like next second you ask that question, the next second Lena is like disappears and is maybe another 10 feet further away from you. Who I am isn't that important right now, I guess. I think you are really well aware and familiar with another servant of mine, someone who's cared for you in one way or the other. Someone you have a bit of a vendetta for, which I find rather amusing.
Are you going to tell me, or do I have to guess?
I really did think you were smarter than that, Rowena. You just haven't been paying attention. You think Jackson knows what he's doing by himself without a little nudge in the right direction? And the laughter is like all around. It just sounds like it's everywhere. He, I guess the way you would put it, belongs to me. Lena didn't think she did, but obviously she's mine now. And in like the breath as he finishes that thought, just like the space between his next sentence, you hear this female voice just screaming in agony, just says, ah! And it sounds like it was Lena screaming, but all of a sudden it's back to this demonic voice that you don't recognize. You see, when you make a deal with me, it's permanent.
Kelowna?
No. Your old gods don't scare me. I am much more powerful than that.
Is there anything in the kind of like religion and history of this place that would indicate who this might be?
Of where you are currently?
Yeah.
No. This area looks like it was built just for the construction of these airships. So nothing here seems particularly religious.
Oh no, sorry. I meant the things that this demon is saying about like taking people's souls or what have you.
Roll a religion check.
So DM, we can all hear this, right? Not just Rowena.
Oh yeah, you can all hear and see this.
Yeah.
So Thad, you don't know expressly who this creature is. He hasn't named himself, but it does resonate that this is some type of fiend, and he's basically said that like Jackson has formed a pact with him, and the only thing that would make sense to you is that Jackson is a warlock of some type, and he is basically traded power for his soul or something else. And I would say you've been informed of this as well. Supervisor Ormond said she wanted you guys to go over Jackson because he was dealing with demons. And the thing that destroyed the world in the first place was a demon incursion.
I just don't know what she means when she says someone I have a vendetta for, or someone I thought was on my side.
Oh, no one that was on your side, dear. He was always mine all along. He just tricked you in the first place.
Oh, yeah. I remember that part.
I do too. It was fun watching your dad die. And you hear the female woman scream again. You also hear a male scream as well.
Oh.
Can I try and attack this spirit?
Sure. How are you attacking?
I just want to charge it and... Well, I want to equip my sword with my poison blood and then charge at it.
Sure. So you charge at it. You like go through and slice on it. Make an attack roll for me.
Okay. With the rapier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so you cut through, and it just like she's there 1 second, she's not there the next. And now Lena's apparition is gone, but you still hear the voice. Oh, silly Rowena. As dumb as when we first met you. Jackson was right. You were easy to manipulate, easy to sway. You'll be easy to kill. But I'm sure you'll be entertaining nonetheless.
I don't plan on being easy to manipulate any longer.
Well, I don't know if you'll be alive any longer either.
The thing is wasting our time. Let's get to the boat.
And as you start to like interact with this creature some more, I guess there's no harm in letting you know a name. You should know who your soon-to-be lord will be anyway. You'll be here soon regardless. Bow down before Gratz. You are mine and always will be. And then the apparition disappears. And as you guys turn to go, the sky darkens a little bit more. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Do you know anything about Krat? Oh, Gratz.
Let's see. Initiative with that is 19. Let's get all this stuff in there. 19. And Zuna's got a 10. Rowena got a 4. And Ivo got a 9. All right. So as the sky kind of darkens around, you see that there are these puffs of smoke, and they look identical to the puffs of smoke that kind of showed up and sucked in Lena. But as they start to dissipate, these forms start to show up out of them. They're these like almost skeletal, fleshy creatures that have this like curved horn on their heads and this sickly blue skin. And it seems as though a couple of demons have been summoned into the field to fight all of you. So let's get you on the map here.
Should have gotten on that plane.
I know.
All right.
And sometimes you just gotta fight some demons.
It's true. I will allow you guys to kind of be anywhere in this space you want to be. If you want to move around real quick and tell me where you want your folks to land. We'll just say that for the time being, Truna is basically right behind where Ivo is currently. To give you just a quick visual as well. Let me put on the screen what you're seeing. Just like, and they start kind of not really shambling. They're moving relatively quickly towards you. But let's see how we do this. Looks like one of them is going to go up first. And he is just going to go, I think, right for Rowena first. And the first thing he's going to do... Yeah, he's going to look at... Rowena, and you notice, Rowena, he's trying to like lock his gaze with yours. And you hear in a very similar voice to what Gratz sounded like, he goes, "The master said you would be his, and you will." I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me. Okay.
Nice.
For a moment, as this creature looks at you, you feel weaker, but you're able to kind of shake it off and kind of fight back a little bit. And he goes, "Oh, never mind then. I guess we'll do this the old-fashioned way." And he just charges at you with his claws. Let's see if he hits you. First hit. First one hits you. Second one misses. So you take 8 points of slashing damage from one of his claws as he kind of like rakes into your face.
8 points?
8 points.
Ugh.
And he's like right next to you. That'll bring us to Thad.
All right. With a cry of vengeful fury, Thad will run up to this one over here and take Helm's Retribution in both of his hands, swing wildly at it.
All right, rolled hit.
Nope, that was damage. My bad. This one.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool.
You want to take
Should I
that
just
8?
take that damage?
Yeah, we can take the 8.
Sure. Yeah.
A sound hit. This creature, though, still seems pretty on his game. These guys seem pretty tough. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, sir?
I'll just kind of to what was our tiefling friend's name?
Truna.
I'll say Truna. If you don't want this to be your first fight, stay back.
Yeah, that's a good plan. That's a good plan. I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I don't want to do this right now. So, maybe I'll just go get the ship ready. If you guys want to leave.
That's exactly what I was gonna think. Yeah.
You see her starting to make way towards the ship. Okay, that'll bring us to the other demon creature, who is the one in front of you. And so he will lock eyes with you, Thad, as he kind of like looks right in your face, and you guys are kind of like almost like just right up there, and he kind of like starts doing this. "I said, you will be mine." I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Ooh, okay. So you kind of feel this just weakness, almost like your armor is heavier than it should be, and you feel the strength get sapped out of you. While you are under this gaze, you only deal half damage with your weapon, since you rely on strength. You can, just a reminder, you can try that saving throw at the end of each of your turns again if you'd like. But right now you are weakened by the gaze of this creature. And then on top of that, he's going to take... you see this like ephemeral, like smoky sphere kind of form in his hands, and he's going to try and stab you with it. The first one will miss. And then he's going to try and just follow up with one of his claws. Ooh, he got a natural 20. You take 16 points of damage.
Yikes. I just wanted to make sure. So my shield is currently on my back. So instead, but I don't know where to put that on my sheet. So instead of AC 15, I should be 13. I don't know if that affects the first hit.
No, he missed pretty badly. The second one was a natural 20, so it would have hit anyway. On your character sheet, if you look on your equipment section, you'll see your shield. Just click on the checkbox to equip it. Although I think it is equipped already.
No, I had it off because I was attacking two-handed.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
And then I have a question for future attacks. For this warding flare, when you're attacked by a creature that can be blinded, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack. Do I have to do that like between when you say you're being attacked, like before the dice roll?
Technically, yes, but because we're playing online, it's a little tough. So if you want to call it after, that's fine too.
Okay. I will, just because I think it would be cool. I'll use it on this one, on that natural 20.
Yeah, I mean, in the worst case, it'll kill the natural 20, so that's good. He does still hit you, but you'll take 8 points of damage instead.
I'll take it. And I'll try and catch you before that in the future.
No worries. All right, so that'll end the Bao Bao's turn, and now it is Zunis.
As my boy Thad fights B1, Zunis pulls out his greatest plan yet.
I'm already impressed.
The sneak attack. He's been eluding him all damn day. Pulls out his great sword and comes from behind on B1 and slashes.
All right, roll to hit, sir.
Right.
13. That misses.
Oh.
It was a valiant effort, though. I think at your level, you get an extra attack, though. I might be wrong. Let me just double check. Lay on the hands, divine sense, channel divinity. Am I crazy? Actions of combat. Yeah, you can with your paladin class at this level, you get 2 attacks per turn.
All right, I'll try again with my greatsword.
Go for it.
I have it out. And this is also a sneak attack. Oh, wow. Fuck. It's even
Nope.
worse.
Yeah, just both of these don't work for you. Maybe leave the sneak attacks to the rogue. Any bonus actions? Any bonus actions or anything you want to do?
I mean, may I do Wrathful Smite?
You can cast it, but remember it only happens if you hit. So it's still you can load it next time you want to try.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So 1 of those. Nice. All right. So that'll end your turn and bring us to Ivo.
So I want to try something given our environment, but I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. Ooh, actually, I have a good idea. Hold on. Sorry, I always forget. Oh, here we go. Oh. So sorry, I have to think through the mechanics of battle really quick to see if this will work.
Yeah, no worries. Let me know if you have a question.
Yeah. All right, so okay, I do have a question, DM.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to try to have the scenario where I say I step back close to the cliff's edge, and then I know I have this goading attack, so I can do it, so I can make it so that say B2 is more at its advantage to attack me and charge at me.
Sure.
So say I want to do that and then have some sort of a. Obviously, you'd have to wait till B2 has their turn to then try to, because it doesn't have any aerial combat, has to like charge at me to then have it so that I either step to the side as it's charging at me, or I grab it and I throw it off the cliff, like one of those kind of scenarios. Given the mechanics of the gameplay, is there anything I can do?
Well, you probably wouldn't be able to do that in one go.
Right.
What I would say is you could use this turn to try to land the goading attack to get it to come at you. And then when it's when it's within your range on your next turn, you can try and do like a throw action and try to grab him and chuck him over the edge.
Okay, so I'd have to. So it can't be on his turn. So I'd have to wait then to my turn, let him basically attack me once, and then now that he's next to me by the edge, then try to like throw him over.
I mean, the truth is you're there now, and you're with. Even if you had a hold of him, you could still try and walk. So if you wanted to try and grapple him now, you could move him to the edge on this turn, and then maybe on your next turn try to throw him off.
Okay. But I couldn't do it on this turn where I grab him and throw him off. I'm too far away.
I would say if you make a really high athletics check for your grapple, I'll allow you to try this turn, depending on how.
All right, let's try it. Let's try to do that. I want to put my sheath my shadow spike and try to grab this demon and get a good hold on him to throw him off the edge. Athletics, right?
Yep.
Here we go. Come on. Ooh, baby.
I thought he had this. He rolled a 17.
Ooh.
So you did beat him on the grapple. I'll say it wasn't quite close enough to really overpower him, but I'd say you got a hold of him, and I'll say you're able to turn him over here.
Okay. So now I have to wait till my next turn to try to throw him over, or can I do... Could I do like...
Yeah, you'd have to... I'd say you'd have to wait, but if you want to take a bonus action, I'll allow it. But you are currently grappling him, so your hands are full.
Ooh, gotcha. Could I do... No.
If you wanted to use your action surge, you could try it.
Yeah, could I do... Scroll down. Yeah, I want to do my action surge because I have it again after that long rest. So I want to do that action surge and try to now toss him over the edge.
Roll another athletics check. Ooh.
Right,
probably gonna win. Yeah, you definitely do. So you actually are able to wing him off the edge.
Nice.
As he's like crawling back at you, trying to stay on, but he goes tumbling over the edge and disappears into the cloud below. Anything? Well, that'll be your full turn. Rowena, that's now your turn.
Nice work, Ivo. Okay, I'd like to equip my rapier with my poison blood and run around and take a stab at the other one.
Cool.
B1.
Go ahead and do it, and remember you get advantage because you have other characters in combat with him.
Okay.
Nice.
I get advantage on the hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely are going to hit based off of that, but let's see if you get a crit. Well, you hit, so go ahead and do damage. Remember, do your rapier damage plus your poison damage, and then plus your sneak attack bonus.
Okay.
Sneak attack.
Sneak attack. This is why it's going to get confusing when Mo starts saying sneak attack, because there's an actual thing called sneak attack. Oh, nice. Nice roll. Nice.
Which I have.
13, and then do your sneak attack.
All right, 13 plus 12.
Nice. 25. Oof, big hit. This dude does start to bleed. I just want to see if he is immune to poison. Piercing. Ooh, okay. Actually, he is immune to poison and cannot be poisoned, so it's going to be 22 minus 5. You notice this stuff doesn't do anything. He will still take some of the damage, most of the damage, but not that poison blood, and he cannot be poisoned. As he kind of screams at you and just spits around to get through this. Anything else on your turn, Rowena?
No, I would just like to say, Talona, help me send this creature to hell.
And you hear,
all right, that's it.
You hear in your ear. All right, so it is the demon's turn that you wung off the edge. Let's just see if he can make this work. Oh yeah, he can do that at will. Oh, okay. 60 feet. How far would it have been? It was just the next turn, so that only would have been. Okay. So over the edge, you see off in the distance, in midair, this creature is just like Superman rising up a little bit and just levitating over. And he kind of looks at you, and you see him go, "Oh, you won't win this." Okay, so that was his action, because he needed to cast Levitate to get up there, but he won't be able to do anything else this turn. Yeah, so he's just floating up here in space. But above the cliff face, you can see him at range. That'll bring us to Thad.
Oh boy, oh boy. That has developed since that last turn. Let's see. So, that is going to, feeling the weakening in his body, call upon Helm for some strength. And he's going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
At 2nd level. At... What's the range on this? He's going to hit the guy right in front of him.
Okay. Are you going to back up, or are you going to try to do it at point blank range? Because you get disadvantage on that if you're doing it that close.
Well then. I maybe won't do that. All right, let's cast some Spirit Guardians.
All right.
Yeah. So it's a attack save, Wisdom 14.
Wisdom, you said? Let me just check how they're doing. He fails.
Cool.
And Spirit Guardians is an aura around you, right? Or do you choose where it goes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 15-foot aura around me.
All right. I want to add an aura 15 feet. What do you want your Spirit Guardians to look like?
They are angelic creatures.
Okay.
Burning bright blue.
Nice. All right. Light blue. I like it. I want it to be blue. There's your Spirit Guardians, sir. As they wing around you. Anything that enters in that space will have to make that saving throw. And how much damage did he take?
He's going to take 14 damage.
Nice. This guy is starting to look a little beat up. Still hanging in there, though. They're pretty tough. All right. That'll bring us to...
Can I make the Constitution save, or that would be my action?
Nope. You can still make it. You do it at the end of your turn.
I will do that.
All right. Roll that con save for me. You fail. You are still weakened, sir.
I still feel weak.
So that'll bring us back to this demon. He kind of looks at you and he kind of laughs. And like you can't quite understand what he's saying, but now he's speaking in this demon tongue, just and he kind of like almost rolls his eyes. It's very unsettling, and he turns around at the target that he really wants to go after, which is Rowena. Rowena, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw again for me as he puts his gaze on you too.
I'm being so annoying tonight. Can I understand him because I speak Infernal?
No, you actually, it's not Infernal that he's speaking. Rowena, you fail as well. You are weakened. The good news for you is all of your attacks use dexterity and not strength, but anything that you need to use strength on, you will do at disadvantage. But he will take his spear and try to hit you with it. First one will hit. Second one will also hit, so you will take total. You'll take, what is the math on that? 15 points of damage. And then Zunis, that'll bring us back to you.
Well, I wanted to take care of the aerial being, but it seems like we have more pressing matters at hand with my comrades faltering. So, if I can, I would like to use my channel divinity of nature's wrath
Okay.
to perhaps kind of trap this guy, and then hopefully we can take him all down when he's kind of unable to actually move.
All right, so the DC on that is... Let me find it. Zunis, DC for Nature's Wrath.
14, I believe.
Yes, 14. Let's see. He does fail. So he is currently restrained by these vines that just shoot out of the ground and kind of hold him in place for now. Anything else on your turn?
May I do a spell on the aerial being, or is that it for me in terms of...
Only if you have bonus
actions
actions
like
that would let you, yeah.
No, I don't think I do.
Okay. Okay, so that'll end your turn and bring us to Ivo.
All right. Well, frustrated that B2 has now reappeared and is very much present in the battle, though still not completely in the battle. So, remind me what Thad cast in the blue circle area is.
It's Spirit Guardians, so basically it's like these floating little angelic blue creatures that he summoned. And any enemy that he doesn't like that enters in that space has to make a saving throw or get damaged.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of actually let me see real quick. Equipment. Okay, 80. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to take a little move into that area to have a little bit of a safe haven in case he does come at me. But with that move, I'm going to then turn around and with my crossbow go after our floating demon friend in B2 over here.
So you're trying to shoot at the crossbow with him?
Yeah.
Okay, roll to hit.
Because he's above the cliff edge, right? I can see him.
Speaking of Spirit Guardians, by the way, he did fail again. So if you want to roll damage one more time, Thad.
Got it.
14 points.
14.
Awesome. Another 14 points of damage from our friend there. Starting to get a little bloodied as he's in those vines. And then, Ivo, if you want to roll for that attack with your crossbow. That misses. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
No. I'm good.
All right. That'll bring us to Rowena.
Okay, I'd like to take my rapier again and stab at B1.
Okay.
And we know it doesn't respond to poison, so...
Yeah. Roll to hit.
Alright.
You still get advantage, because you're a swashbuckler, and you always get advantage, basically.
Alright.
You just hit with 16. That is his armor class.
Oof. Okay, and then I get the sneak attack, right?
Yep. Nice. So what is that, 23? This creature's starting to look really beaten up. He's almost on his last leg. He's basically barely being held up by these vines. Anything else on your turn, though?
Can I... If I back away, am I outside of this guardian circle?
You can, but you don't need to be.
Okay. I just was thinking I'd like to back away because I don't want this thing slashing out at me again when it comes to its senses.
So yeah, what I would recommend then is that you bonus action and you take your disengage so that you can get away with him without him getting a shot at you. So.
Okay. Does it matter? Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
All right, that'll end your turn. Bring us back to the top of the round. It's the floating demon's turn, and he is. Ivo, you're holding Shatter Spike, right? What'd he do? Let's see.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I was on mute. Yep.
He's got a little tricky.
Yeah.
He goes. So he kind of looks off in your direction. He's also no longer speaking in that demon common voice. He's speaking in demon tongue. You can't understand him. He just kind of looks at you and goes. And all of a sudden you feel like your heart start to race faster and faster and faster. It's almost uncontrollable. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me. So as you kind of feel your heart pump faster and faster, you now are looking at this creature floating above you, and you are just gripped by this uncontrollable fear. You are frightened. So you are going to spend... You cannot attack this creature, and you will spend every bit of your turn getting as far away from it as you can.
Damn it.
In fact, we're going to do that now. So the first thing you're going to do is just run... Let's see, go around this corner as far as you can go, which is here, which is going to pass you by the other Bao. He's going to try and take a swing at you, but he's at disadvantage because he's restrained. He fails. But you were over there, still frightened, just sweating profusely, completely scared of this creature. And then he will continue to use his motion. He is still levitating. I don't know if he can move with that on or if he has to take it off.
Am I on top of a building now? Did you place me there?
No, you're like in front of it, we'll say.
Quick spatial question.
Yeah,
How far away is B1 from all of us?
B1, the one you're attacking, is 5 feet away from you. He's like right next to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. B2, I didn't forget which one was
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30-ish, 35 feet. Point of spatial thing, he's levitating. You notice he can't move. He doesn't have a way of getting to anything that can pull him. He's just floating. So he will just stay there and not do anything. Thad, that'll bring us to your turn.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and swing Helm's Retribution at disadvantage.
It's actually going to cancel out because you get advantage because he's restrained. So you can just do...
Ah. Okay.
That hits.
Let's do some damage. 5 points of damage.
Nice. So you kill this thing. As you just like smash through the horn that kind of loops on his head through his face, and it's just, and the vines basically are holding its body up, but its head is just completely caved in. As you cave through it, though, you still hear this deep-throated, "You think I don't have more?" And then you just see the smoke kind of dissipate, and this creature is gone.
I'll take my shield out and kind of turn to the one that's levitating, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. That will bring us to Zunis.
You're muted,
Muted, brother.
Zunis.
I keep muting for fart purposes.
Makes sense.
Oh, shit.
I'm hoping I can do my moonbeam because I think spatially I have the ability to do that
I believe you're correct, sir.
on the levitating creature.
Yeah, I believe you are right. I don't think you need
So
to
I'm going to cast it, and shall I just select spell slot in order to?
Yep. You can hit the cast button next to it, and it'll do it. I just wanted to see.
Oh, okay.
He needs to make a Constitution saving throw. He does make his Constitution saving throw, so he's only going to take half damage.
Okay, but still pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Still effective. Don't forget it.
Yeah, Moonbeam is a really good attack. I will say, just a heads up, these are fiends. I'm just going to give you that information and let you do what you want to do with that.
What's a defining characteristic of a fiend?
A devil or a demon type creature.
Well, okay.
For a paladin, that would be important to know. For a cleric, that would be important to know.
All right.
But what's the damage for Moonbeam?
Question. You cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher. I think I'm using a 2nd level.
Sure.
The damage increases by 1d10 for each slot level above 2nd, but I'm not using it.
So if you just look at that spell list, you'll see like it says Moonbeam, and then like it'll say 2d10.
Yeah.
So just click on that 2d10 for me. Tell me what you get.
I just gotta roll my damage. 10.
Nice. So he'll take 5 points of damage. Not too much, but he can't move out of it because he can't move. He can only float there because that's what levitate does. So that'll end Zunis's turn and bring us to Ivo. You are still frightened and don't want to go anywhere near this creature. So you're going to just continue to run away. Let me see if you can remake the throw. I don't think so, but let's see. Fear. Yeah, you don't have line of sight, so you're not quite seeing this creature, so you can try and make another wisdom saving throw to break it.
Ooh, okay. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
You do break it, so you are no longer frightened, but you are hella far away from this guy. You can no longer move because you've used all your movement to get here.
All right. Well, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that.
That'll end your turn, I assume?
Understand.
That'll end your turn, I assume?
Yeah.
All right. So, Rowena, that brings us back to you.
I would like to cross as close to B2 as I can get and shoot my short bow at it.
What does that put you? 15. You can hit it from there. If you want to go ahead.
Is that going to be... Okay, that's within the 80-foot range.
Mm-hmm. That won't be at advantage, though.
Right.
That misses.
Oh, I'm
Goes a little
assuming
wide.
that.
Anything else on your turn?
I'd like to shout at it. I've made an alliance with Talona, and she and I will tear you and your demon grats limb from limb. I don't appreciate this evil ways you're using against. Good will prevail in Yaren, and Ivo, don't be frightened.
The demon creature up there kind of floats and kind of like cracks his head towards you. And now he just is speaking with Gratz's voice again. And as he goes through, he goes, and you don't think the Poison Queen is evil herself? She'll have her own price for you. Maybe she'll collect it from me later. And now we'll coincidentally leave it back to him. He will float up because he can only go up or down. He's going to float up another 10 feet to try to get out of your guys' range, but stay within his, so you guys aren't going to be able to hit him with most of your spells. And he is going to look at... Rowena, what are you wearing? Leather armor? Do you have anything metal that you're holding currently?
Well, I have the rapier, but I put that away. I'm just holding the short bow.
Okay, so you're not...
And then I have some light armor, don't I?
Yeah, so that's all mostly leather. So he'll point at Ivo then, and he'll say something in Abyssal you won't understand, just this grunting language. Ivo, or sorry, actually Zunis, you're the one I'm looking, because you're wearing metal armor that you can't take off. I need you... What's the saving throw if there is one? Oh no, you don't even get one. That's going to suck for you. The armor that you're wearing suddenly starts to just get warm and then hot and then hotter and then red hot. And actually, everyone starts to see that it's glowing with this unseen source of heat. And you're going to take from this heat, it's just growing around you. Wow, you got really lucky. He rolled 2 1s. You take 2 points of fire damage. But this item that you're wearing is now just covering you in unquenchable heat. I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, you just this heat is unescapable and it's just distracting from everything else. You cannot currently do anything without taking disadvantage. So all ability checks, all attacks are going to be a disadvantage. And on your next turn, you'll take another 2d8 points of fire damage as your metal armor has all been heated up. That'll end his turn and bring us back to Thad.
All right, Thad's gonna raise Helm's Retribution and rally the spirit guardians around him.
Okay.
What did this guy do? He floated up higher?
Yeah, he floated up higher. So he's basically
How much higher are we talking?
he's, I would say, like 40 to 50 feet in the air.
Oh, what a jerk.
Oh,
right,
he's still
well,
in
I'm
Moonbeam,
gonna
though.
move
Shit, I
that.
gotta remember to do that. Yeah, he failed that. Zunis, do you want to roll your damage for Moonbeam again? Because he can't get out of that beam.
Hell yeah.
Get him.
2d10.
Yep. 17, nice. All right, 17 points of damage to this guy. He's starting to get a little bit bloodied. But Thad, what would you like to do on your turn, sir?
Now we're gonna blast him with a good old guiding bolt.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh wait, sorry, I meant to do that at, well, it's the same, second level.
Yeah, that misses.
Damn. That's it, I guess.
Alrighty, Zunis, that brings us to your turn. You're going to take another 2d8 points of damage because you were still within this thing's spell. So you're going to take another 7. There we go. 8 points of fire damage.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to use... I don't know if I can. Can I use a command? I know I have one spell left.
You can
And I don't
try.
know if that'll be... It says the range is 60 feet.
Yeah. Do you speak Abyssal?
No. I speak Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Gnomish, and Primordial.
This creature will not understand you.
Okay. I mean, can I throw my gust of wind upwards
Sure.
rather than... and maybe try and get them further away?
Yeah.
That is what I do.
Okay.
I'm using my gust of wind.
Nice.
It has been used, and then there is no true damage that I roll there, obviously.
Yeah, correct. Gust of Wind just blows
So.
him in a direction. I'm going to say he's going to auto-fail because he doesn't have a way of holding on to anything. So he just goes 15 feet in this other direction. So he is over here. Okay. Above the airship. Still about 60 feet in the air.
Can we just sneak on the airship quickly?
Certainly an option. You still have a bonus action if you wanted to move your moonbeam on top of him.
And excuse me for my ignorance, but where has Truna been doing all this? I know she has fireballs, and I don't know if she could just be lobbing him up.
Yeah, Truna is on the airship trying to get it ready to leave. You actually, at this point, you notice that the airship has been unmoored, and it's now like floating out. It's really only been about, each round was about 6 seconds. It's been about 4, so it's barely even been a minute or two of actual fighting.
All right. I think that's all for my turn then.
Okay. Ivo, that brings us back to you. You're no longer frightened, but you are far away.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to move up closer. I get what? 30 feet? Okay. Ooh, this I might not be able to do much. So let's see. I can't go too far.
Yeah, that fear sucks, man.
That's 30. Yeah, that's 30 feet. So I move up.
Okay.
And then crossbow is 80 feet. Let's see.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I would say you're not in the short range, so you can try and hit it at the long range, but you take disadvantage on the attack. Because he's also up. So he's like probably about 100 feet away from you.
Damn it, Zunis, why did you just blow him?
I want to get rid of him so he can escape.
I threw him off the ledge and he came back. That's all right. We're on the same team. I mean, I might as well try to give it a shot at shooting him with the bow. So so disadvantage then.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Is there a way to roll disadvantage for the hit die?
If you right click, yeah, you can right click on it. It'll give you disadvantage. You could also, if you wanted, you could use Fighting Spirit and at least try to cancel the disadvantage.
Oh, there's this. Okay, ignore that first roll. That was me not knowing how to do it. Yeah, let me see.
Because I think your Fighting Spirit gives you advantage on your attacks, and since you have disadvantage, you would get regular rolls. It cancels out.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll do Fighting Spirit.
Okay.
So let me check one, and then now just roll it regular.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. Crossbow. Yeah.
Yeah, still miss. But you do get, because you have Fighting Spirit, I think it's like 5 points of temporary hit points.
Yeah, I get 5 temporary hit points.
Cool. But that'll end your turn, I'm guessing?
Yep.
That'll bring us to Rowena.
Okay. What did we determine about the amount of feet he is away from the mainland?
From you, he's probably about another 100 feet, yeah. Maybe like 80 to 100.
Can I move in front of this pile of rubble near Ivo and shoot off my short bow?
Yeah. Yeah, that would get you in range. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll do that. Okay.
That just misses. But anything else on your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Cool. That'll bring us to him. I just want to check something about... Gust of Wind. That's a point of order. Gust of Wind. Does he keep flying backwards? Is my question. Just like out into the ether. 60 feet long, 10 feet wide. Each creature that starts its turn must succeed a saving throw. Yeah, he's got nothing to hold on to, so I'm just gonna say he auto fails again and just keeps floating away, up and away. Do you guys? The gust of wind is only about 60 feet, which I would say is as far as it would push him. This is the very edge of gust of wind, but he's like 200, 300 or so feet out in that direction. I wouldn't say that far, maybe like 120 feet away from you. He's away from the airship, and if you don't want to kill him, you could basically just leave. he's basically just
what I'm saying.
held out into that area, just to put it out there. Up to you what you want to do at this point. Truna's got the airship, and she's just like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Do it. Let's get out of there.
Yeah, let's go.
So you hear him cursing in Abyssal as you guys all jump into this airship. You do see now this airship is actually kind of small. It almost looks like a small, almost like a smaller fishing boat. It does seem like it has a lower deck, but not a very large one. It looks like it's meant almost like personal craft. You've never seen an airship like this before. It is tiny by comparison, and there's a purplish glowing like crystal kind of stuck into the back of it, almost like a rocket engine. But she kind of pulls it up as the wings kind of like open up a little bit and kind of make room for you. There's a little landing that she kind of extends for you guys. You guys all climb aboard, and she kind of does this really quick maneuver. And this thing is very agile and just whoosh, and turns back around and just starts taking off back towards Castleton, the city that you can now see as you're kind of above, maybe about 60 to 100 feet off the ground. You're still pretty close, and it's kind of pitching forward almost like a helicopter as it's moving towards the city at a very rapid pace. Behind you, you can see this demon creature just unable to move because of the levitate spell. Really was just to get it back from dying and get it back in there. And as he's screaming in Abyssal, you just hear the laughter once again as you go, I already know where you'll go and where you'll be. And as the laughter is happening, you see this creature like getting pulled apart by this smoke that now is starting to apparate out of nowhere. And you see little parts of his body just like get pulled into this like ethereal smoke that's around it as it goes through, and you hear screaming off in the distance. But you are now on this airship heading back towards Castleton, or really wherever you'd like Truna to take you.